In a challenging economic environment, such level of investments attest to broad consensus that HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria epidemic can only be addressed by collective efforts of all nations. They express dissatisfaction that not all countries are contributing their fair share to the effort.
The need for resources far exceeds the $10.3 billion which will be available for disbursement between 2017 to 2019. Regrettably, not all countries are contributing their fair share to the effort. Among the world's 5 largest economies, China is in the second place. However, it has only pledged $18 million to the Global Fund. By comparison, the United Kingdom, which is the 5th largest economy, pledged $171 million.
The group further urged the Global Fund Secretariat to continue the ongoing dialogue with the government of China in an effort to explore opportunities for China to increase contributions to Global Fund.
As the world's 2nd largest economy, an increased contribution commensurate with China's size will offer it a greater level of involvement and stature in addressing global public health issues. Our request is very simple. China needs to do the right thing by pledging $1 billion to the Global Fund.
Federal and state governments of Nigeria have also been encouraged to step up their domestic fund for the 3 epidemic by 50% and ensure that mechanisms are put in place for the availability of AVR in order to increase the allocation response.
Because the domestic funding drive currently is about 25% and the remaining 75% come from international community, and that to us seems that we are living our lives to depend on international donors. So we are using this opportunity to call on the state governors, to call on the federal government to increase domestic funding for HIV and AIDS by at least 50% to be able to measure up with what the international donors are bringing in. And we're also using this opportunity to ask the federal...
If health budget is down, you can imagine how much that will be given to HIV, tuberculosis and malaria, especially when they know that there is some amount put down by donors for these 3 diseases. We call on Nigerian government not only to meet the 15%, we also want Nigerian government to trade the part of other African countries like South.
This is a balanced discussion because we also see that Nigeria is not, in terms of domestic funding, there's a need for the government to do more.
Scaling up this fund will, according to many, save millions of lives. Kike Lomo Okeri, Call TV News, Abuja.